Yo, what up, everybody? This is Mark from Suicide Silence.
And this is Brian Fair from Shadows Fall.
This is Trevor Sternad from the Black Dahlia Murder here.
Yo, this is Gary Hall from Exodus and recently retired from Slayer, and
Hello, this is Becky Boulder from Hamburg Rebel and Fury.
Hey, this is Charlie with Anthrax. I just want to give a shout out to Pedal to the Metal Radio, the podcast.
The podcast to get all your rock and metal news plus reviews.
Keep it metal. Pedal to the Metal Radio, motherfuckers!
Alright, what's up, everybody? It's your main man, Eddie Monster here, welcoming you all to another exciting edition of Pedal to the Metal Radio, the podcast. That's right. We're doing something a little different with this episode, and so bear with me on this one, because this is kind of a no fucks given kind of episode, where we're just talking about stuff that's going on. We do have the huge, which would be, your rock and metal news, your unsigned band of the week, stuff of that nature. We're just kind of handling it in a different approach here. We're treating this more like what it should be, right? It's a talk show. We talk about metal and rock and the news that's involved and other various things that are happening. So right now I want to get into the section of what's going on in me life, right? So recently, there hasn't been very many episodes of the podcast lately. We kind of took a break. I got a little discouraged, but we're back. Whatever, we're doing it, and been super busy with the Union Theater in Attleboro, Mass. As you guys know, it's a very huge, passionate project that I am a part of, along with tons of other people. And you've seen some promos. I believe it was the last episode or the episode before that. I played a promo of myself and Rob Pierce. We did a thing promoting the block party, right, which just happened as of the recording of this. And it was a lot of fun. We had a lot of great acts that came and donated their time. That was the big thing. You know what I mean? It was a time where people weren't selfish. They were selfless, and they donated so much of their time to what we were doing because it's a project that people can believe in. You know what I mean? The human arts. I mean, we're flooded by AI, and if you check my Instagram page, you can just see I did a picture where it's sort of looks like me. It gave me long hair for some reason, but anyways, you can see it. It's there. Me with Michael Myers in the background and stuff like that. Cool. That's cool. You know what I mean? Whatever. Those things are happening. But this is something that's real. Something you can touch. You have to mentally create everything you're creating, right? Yourself, which is what we've done with a lot of these promos. And it's going to be a place where everybody can get together. You can watch movies in this theater. You can go to a theater show. And maybe even, hopefully, live music. Another venue for bands to have, because the venues are disappearing. Slowly but surely they are. Don't call me Shirley. But anyways, so we had the block party, right? We did the block party, and it was a lot of fun. We opened up. We had the School of Rock, which is located in Attleboro, Mass. They came, and they killed it. They started off sort of hot. They came in hot with, Rush's Spirit of Radio. They broke into, I believe it was Run to the Hills. It might have been something else by Iron Maiden. I can't remember right now, but they broke into an Iron Maiden track. And then right after that, they did a tribute to Ozzy, Mr. Crowley, which is a very, very difficult song to do. And to try to pull off Randy Rhoads is not very easy. That's why Blizzard of Oz and Diary of a Madman are such celebrated records because Randy is just Randy, you know what I mean? And it's so easy, right? You may think those songs are easy, but it's easier to fuck them up than to get them right, you know what I mean? But they did a really good job. And then they played various other things, you know, throughout their set, but it was a cool set. Then we got into the Unlikely Strummers, which was very different. And then we got Pedal to the Metal Veterans. That's right, the Chromatic Punks. They put on a hell of a show, and my buddy Rob Pierce, he got to take over on drums for one special song at the end. And our other friend Rob, who's the drummer for Chromatic Punks, he got up and he got to sing and play the harmonica for a song. So that was kind of cool. And then you got DNA's Evolution, which is a band that I'm definitely going to try to get on this show and get them as one of the artists. I love them. They're so cool. They were part of the Concerts in the Quiet Theater thing that we did at the Union Theater as well. They came through. They were an act that I pursued and got on this block party bill. And everybody agreed, as well as the School of Rock was also my idea, by the way. So, yeah, that was cool. And then, I'm trying to remember, we got Lenny Lashley. We got another group called Kelsey, which was before Lenny Lashley. But she was fantastic, Kelsey. And then Lenny Lashley was awesome. He was funny, charismatic as usual. And, yeah, it was just a fun time. And Lenny Lashley kept mentioning it during the set. This is something, you know, that's important. The arts are important. That's what we're fighting for with everything that we're doing. You know what I mean? It's just so important to have a place where people can go and be creative. You know what I mean? Those are slowly disappearing, as we know. So there you go. And the block party was a lot of fun. It was a lot of hard work. It was unbelievably hot that day. I don't know if you can see it, but my face was red. If you watch Pedal Top 10, which I started and am slowly regretting that I started, but if you watch the last episode of Pedal Top 10, you'll see that my face is like beet red from the sun. I had left the block party, got home, recorded that video, and then released it. So kind of funny. But yeah, Pedal Top 10, man, that's something that I decided to do where it's like you listen to singles and it's like how I said it. It's the billboards, but we actually care about metal. And it's becoming challenging because there's so many songs are being released, and the way we have it in the format, it takes a lot of work, but whatever, we're doing it. You know, I've done 2 episodes so far. There you go. The charts, there's somebody that does that every week and releases that every week. So, you know, it's work. It's work. Anyways, so here is something for all of you out there. We're going to check this out right now. Here's something cool to watch. Check this out. This is related to something, by the way, also with the Union Theater. And if you also go onto my Instagram page, you know what? You will see the announcement there too, but we're going to put it right here. But first, here's the first video announcing Lots of Horror.
Attention, creatures of Attleboro! It is I, Eddie Monster, here to tell you about the haunted happenings at the Union Theater this October.
Hey, Eddie. What are you doing? You doing like a promo thing or something?
Yeah,
This isn't for the Little Lot of Horrors, is it?
it is.
That's where we show horror movies in the parking lot of the Union Theater every Friday of October?
Pretty much.
Oh, that's pretty neat.
Right.
How's it going?
It's going.
Oh, I'll let you get back to it.
Cool.
I was looking for this. Thanks.
Wait a minute, I don't have a light.
Don't forget to bring a chair!
All right, there you go. So, as I told you, that is Lots of Horror. It's something that we're doing at the Union Theater parking lot where we're going to be showing you a different horror movie every Friday. So, as of this recording, the first film is going to be October 3rd, and that is Halloween 3 on October 3rd, basically. And then we follow that up with House of a Thousand Corpses on October 10th. We got a kid-friendly showing of the Addams Family of the 91 version. That's October 17th. October 24th is the classic 1999 horror comedy, Idle Hands. And then finishing it all off on October 31st is one of my personal favorites. And another kid-friendly event, because it's Halloween. We're going to have special like Halloween costume events, things like of that nature happening that day, because we are doing Ernest Scared Stupid. So if you want, check it out. Go to the GiveButter page where you can get your tickets from the Union Theater Attleboro. So it's givebutter.com/Union Theater Attleboro. I'm definitely going to have a link right underneath me, or above me. You know that's going to happen, basically, in this video. So, without further ado, there is a reason why I'm mentioning this on this podcast. So let's check out this special announcement here. Check it out.
What's up, everybody out there? Your main man, Eddie Monster here with a big announcement for all of you. That's right. I promised an announcement. I'm giving it to you. So, as you know, the Union Theater is doing their little lot of horrors, which is something Rob Pierce, have been working so hard in setting up, because we're such horror nuts. So, right, we've got a bunch of movies. We got Halloween 3 on October 3rd, House of a Thousand Corpses, October 11th, so on and so forth. But big important announcement, Pedal to the Metal is sponsoring Idle Hands on October 24th. So make sure you check out all of them, but most importantly, make sure you go and check that out as well. I'm going to have, I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I don't know if it's a special poster or if it's going to be pin or stickers, but I'm going to have something special to commemorate that day, a special Pedal to the Metal thing for Idle Hands. So yeah, that's the big announcement, guys. So show your support for the Union Theater. Go and check out all the movies. Like I said, we've got Halloween 3, we've got House of a Thousand Corpses, then the Addams Family, Idle Hands, and then ending it on a high note with Ernest Scared Stupid. It's a bring your own chair event. Remember that. And we will see you at the Union Theater for a little lot of horrors. Stay metal.
All right. Welcome back. So there you go. Right? Definitely go and check it out if you live in the Attleboro or southern Massachusetts area. It's going to be a lot of fun. Anyways, I want to touch up on something that I think is important. I think it stands to say that the world could learn a thing or two about freedom of speech in a way. So, a little while back, Tom Morello of Rage Against the Machine, right? People are always going to ask you, who's the next this, who's the next that, who's the next this, who's the next that, and it's always kind of a dumb question, and I get it. A lot of us want to know, there's been bands over the years. Obviously, when Rage left, I think System of a Down definitely took over and fought for human rights, especially in Armenia and things of that nature. So, hence now, who he thinks is this generation's version of Rage Against the Machine, and he named the Irish, is it Northern Ireland or Ireland? I don't know, but it's the Irish hip hop group Kneecap. I love their music, not gonna lie. Recently, they were being silenced by the United Kingdom for speaking up, and they were claiming it was terrorism, basically, because Kneecap was saying free Palestine, free the Gaza Strip. And now, listen, I'm not here to discuss what side of the fence you're on when it comes to the situation, because quite frankly, I don't care what side of the fence you're on. And I know you certainly don't give a shit what side of the fence I'm on. It's not what this is about, but a major victory recently. So one of their members had to go to court to fight this idea of not being able to say what he has to say, not be oppressed, things of that nature. Let's take a look. This is him coming out of court and addressing the people of the UK and the world. Here we go.
Hello. Ardús Barra. Firstly, I'd like to thank my legal team, Dara, Jude, Blenna, Brenda, Gareth, Roz, and to all at Phoenix Law. I'd also like to say Guramawagat. I think she's gone. To Susan, my interpreter. This entire process was never about me. Never about any threat to the public. Never about terrorism. A word used by your government to discredit people you oppress. It was always about Gaza. About what happens if you dare to speak up. As people from Ireland, we know oppression, colonialism, famine and genocide. We have suffered and still suffer under your empire. Your attempts to silence us have failed because we're right and you're wrong. We will not be silent. We said we would fight you in your court and we would win. Today we have. If anyone on this planet is guilty of terrorism, it's the British state. Free Palestine.
You know, again, I've never been against anybody ever being able to say anything, you know, whatever their heart's desire. That's the beauty of being in America, at least, that you can say what you want. The rest of the world, you know, you wish was the same, but obviously it's not always the same, depending where you go. You know, and hey, all power to Kneecap, right? Maybe now they can finally tour the United States like they were supposed to, because, you know, obviously this court case kind of screwed up their U.S. tour. That is for sure. So, all power to you guys. Moving on. Avenged Sevenfold, we haven't seen a lot of them quite lately, I would say. You know, I mean, obviously, they haven't had an album in probably a couple of years now, I want to say. At least since Life is But a Dream back in 2023. So there was a reason this group hadn't been touring, and I didn't even know this. This is what's crazy. So apparently 2 years ago, M. Shadows suffered a vocal injury. I didn't know that. He had to go through surgery, the rehabs, things of that nature. Well, unfortunately, he had a setback. And here's what M. Shadows had to say.
Hey everyone, what's going on? Got some discouraging news. Gonna have to postpone the Latin America tour. Got my voice in some sort of trouble. After Louder Than Life, I got a little sick, and I thought that my throat was feeling crummy from being sick. Came down to Argentina. Felt like it was probably the travel, the schedule, etc. Monday and Tuesday came. I slept a bunch. Didn't feel any difference. So we postponed Buenos Aires. The next day, got a bunch of sleep, woke up and I felt like something wasn't getting better. So I found a great doctor in Argentina, went and got my throat scoped, and I have a hematoma on my left vocal fold, which is the same injury I had in 2017. In 2017, though, I decided to keep singing through it, took a bunch of pills, and ended up resulting in surgery. So basically, if I shut this down now, I'll have a couple weeks of voice rest and then a couple months of rehab, and we'll be able to remake these dates to you. So I got to make the responsible decision here and shut this down. This will be the last time I'm talking for a couple weeks. Breaks my heart I have to do this, but we're going to be able to reschedule these dates for January. Apologies to everyone who's made plans, spent money. Hopefully this is early enough to make you able to make the proper plans and kind of change the dates to January. Apologies to the bands. All of them have flown down here already. Our crew, everyone's already down here. The equipment, a lot goes into this. But I have to make the responsible decision, and there's just no way I can sing like this. And don't want another surgery. So we're going to take the responsible route here, shut it down for a couple months, and just sorry this had to happen. It just sucks. Can't wait to see you guys in January. Sorry.
All right, another news. This is kind of a sad kind of news segment. There's been a lot that's been going on in the metal world. A lot of guys have been, diagnosed with some form of cancer and have passed away. We saw Thomas Lindbergh not too long ago. That was very, very sad. Such an iconic figure in the metal world. And like many have said, there is no, Swedish death metal scene in Gothenburg without him, right? That's just common knowledge and what everybody knows. Well, now we have more unfortunate news. Another iconic figure suffering something that he shouldn't. It's sad. You would think there would be some sort of cure by now, but I don't want to say it, but in the United States, it's a moneymaker. Lou Collar of Sick of It All, one of the most iconic singers in the scene, was declared cancer-free. I believe 4 months ago from, according to this, from an esophageal tumor. Okay, but unfortunately, the cancer has come back, and he's got to battle it for a second time. And let's hear what the man has to say.
Hey everybody, what's up? It's Lou here. I don't know if you can tell it's me with my new skeletal look that I have going on. Here's an update for you. It's not one I want to make, but unfortunately the cancer has come back. And he brought some friends with him. I was having a really hard time with my recovery. I was having a tough time gaining weight and keeping food down. So I had some scans done, and sure enough, he's back. But we're going to take it day by day and see what happens. I want to thank you all again for your moral support. The way you all reach out to me still is very, thank you very much. But I'll keep you updated and let you know how it goes, all right? We'll see you soon.
Obviously, we want to wish Lou all the best. Of course, we hope, we hope you beat this thing again. It just sucks. It just sucks. You get to a certain point, you start to realize, you know what I mean, that your heroes are mortal. But as long as we have albums, CDs, whatever, I mean, MP3s, whatever, as long as we have those things, they never truly go away. And, I hate to, quote The Sandlot, right? But, it's true. Legends never die. So always remember that, going forward. So, just really shitty. Lou, all the best to you, man. Hopefully you can beat this thing again. You know what I mean? We're behind you, bro. All right. That's going to do it. We're doing a short episode this week for you guys. We don't want to, tie you down with a lot. But we've got a really, really awesome unsigned band of the week for all of you right now. It is my pleasure to bring to you, coming all the way from Rochester, New York, I bring to you guys Order of the Dead. That's right. These guys just released an EP called Dragged Into the Light. And Order of the Dead was formed in 2009 in Rochester, New York, and is a great mix of two great subgenres of metal, if I do say so myself. That's right, death metal and thrash metal. Love it. They got tons of twin guitar harmonies and black metal scribble riffs, and they focus on really strong arrangements, which means musically these guys are fucking tight. That's right. You're going to love checking them out. The vocals are death metal style, but intelligible, like harsher, modern thrash bands, which I fucking dig all the way. So I'm happy to play them on the show. And of course, I am playing their track, A Grand Design, right here. Make sure you read the description below. It's going to have a link to their site so you can check out Order of the Dead. And as always, thank you for tuning in to the podcast. We appreciate and love every single one of you. Make sure you're tuning into everything that I'm doing on Pedal TV, meaning catching these guys on Pedal to the Metal Radio, the podcast, and then all the bands that we play on here. So without further ado, here they are. This is Order of the Dead, and I will see you all next time.